What up, y'all? Mike Rob Gaming here. We got our Week 3 NFL predictions and parlay coming at you. I know it's a little bit late in the week, but bear with me. We're going to go ahead, hop in here, and see what we got going for us. All right, let's get the camera pulled up here. All right, so game one here, we got here in a couple of hours. We got Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. Now, this week, I'm going to play a little more safe. This season's been very unpredictable. Teams that should be winning just aren't winning. Games that shouldn't be close are closer than they should be. Stuff's not making sense. I'm going to play a little more on the money line this week. The odds aren't going to be as great, but see if we can get a hit this week. Now, Pittsburgh versus Cleveland, that's going to be an interesting game. Two power defenses, no real offense. I think Cleveland's going to take it just because of their running game, but I think this is going to be a heavy running back game. If you're in any fantasy leagues or if you do weekly fantasy, I would take all the running backs. I would take Najee, I would take Kareem, and I would take Chubb. Second game here, we got the Chiefs versus the Colts. Chiefs are on a 5.5 point spread, and I actually really think they can cover that. The Colts aren't playing that great this year. Because I know I was just saying we're going to go more money line this week, but I think the Chiefs cover that 5.5 point spread pretty handily. Bills versus the Dolphins. Again, it's only a 5.5 point spread. It's an easier spread. I'm going to take the Bills on the spread. I don't think the Dolphins are doing a lot better than I thought they would. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're that team. And Josh Allen is that guy. You know what I mean? We got the Bengals versus the Jets as our next game, and Cincinnati looks absolutely horrible this year. I don't understand what's going on with them. Joe Burrow just looks rough. It's not pretty. It doesn't look good. We're going to go Bengals. It's a 6 point spread. We'll take the spread. And we'll see what happens there. Eagles, 6.5 point spread. Washington. Philadelphia is pretty good this year. I think they can cover that spread. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We got Minnesota versus Detroit. That 6 point spread doesn't look as nice in this game. I'm going to take the money line. Money line on Minnesota. Next, we got Baltimore versus New England. Baltimore covers that 2.5 point spread. I'm not even too concerned about that. Houston versus Chicago. Chicago is surprisingly good this year, even though their quarterback is a joke. Chicago is favored, and their spread it's only a 3 point spread, and they're actually the spread has positive odds. We're gonna take the 3 point spread on Chicago on that one. That's a weird little thing they got going on there. The Saints versus the Panthers. I think the Saints would be a really good team if they would bench Winston and put in Andy Dalton. Carolina, I thought was going to be good this year. I thought Baker Mayfield was going to have a year, but Carolina's just not a good team. I'm going to take the Saints on the spread. 2.5 points. I think they can cover that. Titans versus Raiders. This could be a very interesting game. I'm going to take Titans on the money line. Because, I mean, the Titans haven't played good this year, but they're the Titans. They're going to bounce back at some point. You know what I mean? We got Jacksonville versus the Chargers. Chargers are covering that 7 point spread. Green Bay versus Tampa. This is going to be a good game. It's a 1 point spread. I'm taking Tampa. Rams versus Cardinals. I'm pretty confident in the Rams. 3.5 point spread. I'll take it. Falcons versus Seahawks. They are actually perfectly even in this game. Don't really know what to do from the odds standpoint here. I'm going to take Falcons on the money line and see how that works. 49ers against the Broncos. Trey Lance was struggling a little bit. They got Jimmy G back in the starting lineup. And Russell Wilson's not looking great. I'm going to take 49ers on the 1.5 point spread. And then for our Monday night game, we have the Cowboys versus the Giants. I genuinely, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, I genuinely think Dallas is a better team when Dak Prescott is not in the game. And because of that, I am taking Dallas on the money line here. All right, so there's our picks for the week. Like I said, we played a little more conservatively than we have the past few weeks, but I just want to, go ahead and get us a win on the books here. Our 16-game parlay here. Run a $1 bet, you're looking at $21,764 return. And if you lose a buck. I'm not going to say you're going to win. The odds of you winning aren't great, you know what I mean? But if you lose a buck. If you win, you made some good money. And we'll see how this week plays out. It's just been a rough few weeks here, in the NFL world. We'll see what happens. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next week with the picks, and good luck.